We're now joined by our race winner this evening, Kyle Busch, our 2009 NASCAR Nationwide Series champion, driver of the number 18 Z-Line Designs Toyota, and a very eventful night here at Bristol Motor Speedway for Kyle Busch as he becomes the NASCAR Nationwide Series all-time wins leader. This was his 50th victory, overtaking Mark Martin, whom he was tied with 49 wins. Margin of victory in this event, as we said, .019 seconds, the closest ever in the NASCAR Nationwide Series at Bristol, 7th closest overall since the inception of electronic scoring in 1993 in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. And Kyle, again, 4 wins at Bristol, sweeping this year, 3 straight NASCAR Nationwide Series wins here at Bristol, another perfect driver rating for you, but to top it all off, a great victory against a teammate to get that 50th win. So talk about that.
Yeah, certainly. It was a great race, a lot of fun racing with Joey there at the end. You know, he come out of nowhere. He surprised me a little bit, but I thought they were going to fall off a lot more, with those older tires. But, we had a really good car at the outset of today, and we worked on trying to get the thing to roll to center really well. And that probably might have been what bit us today. It turned so good all day that the right rear just couldn't keep up with it. So the more we went there towards the end, just getting really loose and just slowing down too much. Joey obviously doing a better job at saving his tires or what have you. So close race, and we made it exciting for the fans. I certainly didn't intend that, but it became that way. So hopefully we put on a good show.
Joined by Jason Ratcliff, his crew chief. You've been together with Kyle for quite a few of these victories.
Yep.
So what does being a part of number 50 mean to you?
Well, it's exciting. I mean, we knew it would eventually come, but boy, it seemed like it was a tough one, But to win, especially to win your 50th like that, one of the closest finishes, as you mentioned, is a big deal. So too close for me, but. The Z-Line car was good tonight, like Kyle said. It was good right off the truck. We worked really hard on making it turn better, and then we worked really hard on making it not turn so good all night long, and never really got it. It seemed like the more I worked on it, the worse it got. But Kyle did a great job, and I was surprised. Joey, of course, those guys, him and Adam and the 20 team, they do a nice job every week, and I knew he would, if it went green, he would start running us back down. I could see his lap times picking up there, but it was a fun race, and it's good to be a part of Kyle's 50th win, obviously.
If you have questions for Kyle here downstairs, let us know. We've got the wireless mic, or for Jason as well.
Bob Parker, Sing Daily. Kyle, where does breaking Mark Martin's record kind of rank in your kind of list of accomplishments?
There's an awful lot of accomplishments, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly where they fall. But certainly tonight's a pretty big one. Just being able to race that hard and race against a teammate like that, knowing he had just as good a stuff as I did, and to barely beat him there at the end. There was 2 more laps, he probably would have got me, but it was only 2:50 tonight, so that's all we needed. But certainly it was great to have Mark with us in victory lane at Loudon and take some photos with him for tying him. And tonight was our night. Being able to beat him and get atop the all-time win list in a Nationwide Series was special for us as a team and for me as a driver and Samantha as well. So this is cool. And, hopefully we can come back and perform again tomorrow night and do the same thing.
Other questions? Dustin?
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. Kyle, from a driver's point of view, what's a greater sense of satisfaction, winning a close nip of the battle at the end like that, or just blowing the field away? Which provides more satisfaction for you?
I think blowing the field away provides more satisfaction because you just wax their butts. But for being as close as it was there with Joey, certainly we didn't intend for it to be that close, but Joey put on a nice run there at the end and came on us there a little bit to get right up to my bumper, and then I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him the inside or the outside, and I kept getting a little bit too loose whenever I'd go down to the bottom and try to run around the bottom of the racetrack there. So I don't know if it was Arrow, just him being so close to me, or just me, just the right rear sliding out from underneath me. So the middle was about the place that I could carry the most momentum and just carry the throttle and run down the straightaways a bit faster than he, and just to I knew that if it came down to a race where we were going to bang each other's doors through 3 and 4 like it did, that getting back to the gas and just coming through turn 4 as hard as you could, and making it back to the start-finish line, taking the momentum from the top side was going to be the way to do it.
Was that how he raced you? Was that just two teammates racing each other, or was that just normal fair racing? Or where was the line on that, and how might that have been different, do you think, had that not been a teammate?
Certainly it would have been a lot uglier had it not been a teammate. Who's to say what would have happened, but depending on who you would have been racing with, is how dirty it would have got. So certainly Joey needed to do what he needed to do to try to win, and all I can remember was going through 1 and 2 and down the backstretch and him just easing up on my inside a little bit, and I'm like, all I can hear is Mark, his spotter, telling him right now, use him up, and so that's all I could hear in my ears, and so I was planning for it the whole time and just knew if I could not let him run me too high and get me up in the trash, then I could still try to turn and get back to the gas and make it back to the start-finish line. So, like I said, I wasn't sure how bad he was going to try to use me up, but it was just enough where I probably would have done the same thing. And, he did what he needed to do. That was cool.
Anything else for Kyle or for Jason? And we are clearing the press box, correct?
Correct. Bob Parker, Jason, when you first met Kyle, did you think he'd get to 50 wins in this series, and kind of what makes him so good at it?
That's interesting. We one of the first times Kyle came to the shop, we were transitioning over to Toyota, and we had a lot of good things ahead. We had some new promising. Our Cup program was starting to build our chassis, and so we had a lot of things going. And then Kyle came on board at Joe Gibbs Racing, and I remember the first time he came to the shop, one of the things we were just joking around was let's go out there and win 10 races this year. And at that time we were scheduled to run 20 or 25 races. So we were just throwing it out there, cutting up, not really thinking we could do it. Well, I shouldn't say that. We did think we could do it, but the further we got into the season, we were like, you know what? We probably should have said let's win 15 because we did the 10. So, did I think he could win 50? Yes. The first time I met Kyle when he was running the 5-car at Hendricks, very, very impressive from the first time I watched him on the racetrack and had to race against him. So I was really excited when he came over to Gibbs, and to be able to work with him, I was excited about, and yeah, I think I knew he could win 50, and I'm no doubt he can win 100.
Jim Utter, Charles Observer. Kyle, you've reached a lot of milestones. We've talked a lot about them. You've won the nationwide. You've surpassed Mark's record. I don't think you're going to ever run a full truck schedule, but you've won a ton of truck races. Is it just patently obvious that
retirement tour
that the Cup title just kind of lays out there as the next thing you really want to knock off the list?
Sure. I think that's on anybody's list, Anybody that comes in this sport obviously wants to be in the right place with the right people and doing the things it takes to be competitive and win races. I've had all of that, and especially this year I feel like I'm in the best position I've been in a long time with Dave Rogers and everybody on the 18 Cup car. So I'm excited about it. I feel like the rest of the year, if it goes to plan, I feel like we'll be just as good as anybody else out there. It'll certainly come down to the end, but may the best man win. So we'd like to be able to stay in contention throughout the whole 10 races rather than get crashed out or something like that and knocked out of the chase 3-4 races in. That wouldn't be too fun. But certainly the championship is one of those carrots that are still dangling, along with Coca-Cola 600, Indy, Daytona, all that stuff.
Other questions? All right, gentlemen, congratulations.
Thank
on
you.
a big night.
Appreciate it.